What is up? Welcome to Wrestling with Keish. I'm Keish, and we're going to be talking about NXT No Mercy. So, I honestly feel like this pay per view was really good. There was one thing I was just like, but we'll get to that. So, we start with the pay per view. We have Javon Evans versus Josh Briggs, which is honestly a feud that I actually grew to like because I feel like Josh Briggs is a really good heel, and it's nice seeing Javon used in a way to kind of, I guess I would say put Josh Briggs more of in a forefront type of situation. So, Javon is, way more aggressive than we normally see him, as he should be, because Josh Briggs has been a villain to that man for weeks. So it was really exciting watching, Javon actually get the win as well on Josh Briggs. I was just like, yes. I wouldn't be surprised if on Tuesday Javon Evans does get laid out by Josh Briggs though. But nonetheless, I thought they had a really good match and I thoroughly enjoyed it for sure. Next up, they showed a video package of Kalani Jordan winning the TNA Women's Knockouts Championship, which I love. I'm torn about it because I love Kalani Jordan and she is somebody that I personally think should have a title and a lot of other things if we're going to be honest. But also, I think it I'm torn about it because I also hate that NXT has both of the main titles from TNA. But, that can change at any second. So we'll see. We'll see. And then, next up, Lainey Reed is supposed to face Sol Ruka for the Speed Championship. But Lainey is injured and she can no longer compete. So we get to Sol Ruka in the ring who still wants to defend her title. And a mystery opponent comes out, which is Jada Parker. They fight for 5 minutes, I believe the time limit is for the Speed Championship, and things get messy. The match itself with the short time frame wasn't bad, if I'm being honest, but it gets to a point where we kind of get to that last minute, few second situation, and then you see Lash Legend come out because Lash Legend and Jada Parker, they had, a run-in beef situation on NXT, kind of the last couple weeks here and there. And, she comes out, distracts her, and Zarya ends up sparing Lash Legend, accidentally. But Jada Parker's so preoccupied by everything, loses time, gets caught up in the Soul Snatcher. I was kind of, shocked. I think it wouldn't have been a bad decision if they did let Jada Parker get that title, because I think my problem with Sol Ruka right now, and I love her before I even say this, it's like we're not defending the Women's North American Championship. I feel like it has been very heavily Speed Championship, and now we're kind of going into tag team territory, with her and Zarya being on SmackDown with Charlotte and Alexa. And I feel like it wouldn't be a bad idea to let her drop the Speed Championship, and I think Jada Parker wouldn't have been a bad choice. You could even do Lash Legend and Jada Parker with it just for something. But we'll see what happens moving forward. I do love Soul, but I would like to see her defend the Women's North American Championship. I feel like that's more of a priority in my opinion, but we'll see. Next up, my favorite match of the entire show. We have Blake Monroe versus Jordan Grace in a weaponized steel cage match. And boy, oh boy, they did amazing. There were so many crazy spots in that match where I was just like, whoa, 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 whoa. Some key things, you have Blake, and she is just really going crazy with weapons. She pours out diamonds, and one of the craziest spots for me with that match that Blake did personally, she gets a blow dryer and she ties Jordan Grace's hands to the ropes with it, and she grabs scissors and cuts her hair, and I'm just like, whoa. And then she's attacking Jordan's messed up thumb. Then you have Jordan, who's more aggressive than we normally see her. She had one move where she put Blake in a submission and she put a chair over top of her, and I was like, whoa. And then they climb to the steel cage, and Blake, she blows powder in Jordan's face, and then Jordan gets to put her through the table, capitalizes and wins. And I'm happy Jordan Grace won. I feel like she really needed this win because I feel like Jordan Grace has been on a losing streak, if we're going to be honest. So it was nice seeing her win. I would not mind if Jordan Grace moved up to SmackDown. I don't know if that's something that's going to happen because I'm assuming this is probably their last match with these two because it's been going on for a bit, and usually, steel cages, Hell in a Cell, that's kind of like, okay, it's over. So Jordan Grace could very well be utilized on SmackDown. very well. It's kind of getting a little crazy over there women's division wise. With the roster, we definitely could use some new people in there for sure. But that was definitely my match of the night. I'm excited to see what is next for Blake Monroe as well moving forward. I think she has a lot of potential. So we skip along in the pay-per-view, and Ava announces that we're getting TNA Invasion, which I'm really excited about. I do wish it was a pay-per-view though. I feel like you could have done so many things with that as a PLE, but nonetheless, I think it'll be good. I wouldn't be mad if they do the Invasion on NXT and then it carried on into a pay-per-view as well, but I'll be optimistic about it for right now because again, never know. Um, we fast forward, we get Tavion Heights versus Ethan Page, which I thought was a really great match, if I'm being honest. Ethan Page is someone who has grew on me tremendously. There was a point, couldn't stand that man. But now I really like him. You know, he gets the win over Tavion. And I think that match was a really good way to showcase Tavion Heights. I'm excited as well to see what he does in the future for sure. We transition to Lola Vice and JC Jane for the Women's NXT Championship. This match was really good. Lola Vice for me, if I'm being honest, I was never a huge Lola Vice fan, but I think watching her over some time, I think she's grown a lot tremendously. JC too. JC has grown me a lot too. And I think that they did a great job. You know, the biggest thing of their match is, you know, Fallon Henley gets kicked out because she keeps causing interference. And then we see like a person, you know, with all black come out and hit Lola. And that basically helps JC Jane retain her title. And, you know, now it's like, well, who is that? I kind of wish like it got shown during the pay-per-view. But, you know, we got to wait and see who the mystery person is. And that's fine. We'll figure it out. Scooby-Doo style, of course. Lastly, Obafemi versus Ricky Saints. I went into this match in my heart knowing that Obafemi was going to walk out with that belt. And I'm not even going to lie to you, the ending of that match really bothered me. And I'm not trying to disrespect DDTs or Ricky Saints at all. It's just for me watching Obafemi dominate NXT and just being the man that he is, the great man that he is. You know, he's very, the ruler. You know, and we've seen Oba have some really crazy matches and kick out of a lot of things. So to me, for Oba to kind of dominate the entire match, get hit with like a few DDTs and then it's just over, I wasn't too crazy about that. I feel like if Oba was to lose the title to anybody, I think Javon Evans would be my pick. Especially the last match they had, I feel like it would have been a perfect decision to push Javon at that point. So for Ricky to come in and just boop and, you know, that's it. I wasn't too crazy about that at all. Now if Ricky had like pushed Oba into tables and chairs and, you know, he just really could not fight anymore for his dear life and then he wins, cool. But that ending, the way it was done, I wasn't too crazy about that. But I'm excited to see what happens next with Oba. I'm assuming he's going to the main roster. But that is another topic for a whole nother day because I have a lot of thoughts on that too. But overall, I think this was a really great show. I really enjoyed it. But I feel like NXT always puts on really great shows, regardless. And just the weekly shows, period, are always good. So yeah, that is it for me. Let me know what you thought about NXT No Mercy in the comments if you would like. Thank you for watching and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Bye.